Yes, let's.
All right, tell us all about this book. I mean, I don't know how you find time to write a book when you got all this stuff going on and you're a mom of 4. All right, crazy. Yep. I can barely keep track of my kids' names. You writing books and
Dude,
stuff.
I don't know my kids' names either. It's like boy 1 through 4. Like you.
4, you.
You here. Yeah.
I ain't mad at that at all. All right, so it's not just me. I don't feel bad now.
It's not.
All right, go ahead. Tell us about this book.
Yeah, so the book really is about, so it wasn't written for COVID, right? But we released it during COVID because, you know, it's about raising children that you don't have to micromanage, right? So you're building intentionally. It's like intentional parenting, right?
Okay.
So intentionally building kids who are independent, can take care of themselves under your management, but not under your micromanagement.
Okay.
And so we really needed that during quarantine because what we found is that a lot of people are, you know, they're having to work from home, having to homeschool and parent and do all these things, and they realize their kids aren't really who they think they are. Like your kid is the bad kid in school. The teacher wasn't lying.
Right.
And so people didn't realize that until they got in their homes with their kids all day long while they're trying to work and trying to teach their kids. And so what happens is I think we've got, and let me just say this, I'm not a perfect parent. My kids aren't perfect kids, right? There's none of that happening.
Right.
But, you know, I've just come up with a few ways, and I know it works because I have a 22-year-old now. And so, you know, I had to wait for him.
No way. You look 30. That's crazy.
Oh, thanks. Say it again for the people in the back. Okay. Yeah,
that's
just
not,
in case.
would have never thought that.
Thank you. Yeah, my oldest is 22, so it was almost like, you know, we know for sure it works, so 2 thumbs up there, but I got 3 more behind it, really. So this was really just, you know, something that I used to teach at my conference. I'd produce a women's conference every year in Atlanta, and so I would teach this section on raising significance, right? Not just raising kid. You know, you say like, I'm just trying to keep this boy out of jail, or I don't want, you know, like no kids before like 21.
Right.
That's not what we should be shooting for. We should be shooting for raising, you know, change makers, legacy builders, game changers, right?
Change the narrative.
Change the narrative, exactly. I'm not just doing this. I'm intentionally raising my children to change the world.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we need to make sure that we're doing as parents. And so there's a few things that you can do to make sure that you do that. On top of that, kids need to be able to kind of fend for themselves and do some things on their own. Right. So, you know, that's what the book is about.
So tell me about this, not micromanaging. What is the difference between managing and micromanaging, in your opinion?
So you've heard about helicopter parents, right? Who were like, you know, just kind of always looking over their kids to make sure, okay. And that's nothing wrong with that if that's what people are. But again, the challenge is people realized when they were in their homes with their kids 24/7 and they were working, their kids aren't independent enough to do schoolwork while the parent has to work. I mean, this was a reality now. In order to keep your job, you had to work. Yeah. And you had to make sure your kids were in school.
Yeah, you're the principal, the teacher, the guidance counselor, and the parent.
And the parent and the employer.
Right.
I mean, employee or employer, if you're in your business, right? So your kids have to be in school and you have to work. If you have to micromanage your kids to be able to get them to do the things they need to do, that scenario does not work. And so like COVID exposed that. COVID really exposed that.
Yeah.
And it made people realize, okay, my kids can't do anything without me. This model doesn't work.
Right.
So that's micromanaging, right? So your kids should be able to operate, in my opinion, under your umbrella, under your management, but not with you watching and pointing the fingers all the time, because they're not going to be able to forward and advance in society, and you're not going to be able to get stuff that you need to get done, period. Right. It's just not going to work. Does that answer your question?
It definitely does answer my question. It's Michelle Taylor Willis right now talking about her book.
You got to say all three names.
Say all three. I don't want to get candy thrown at me from you too.
I know.
Right.
Can I have a piece of candy to throw?
No, you don't come in here like that.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. It's okay.
So
People throw candy at me in the street now because they watch the show. It's crazy. We're talking about her book and about managing the household, managing the kids. So give us a couple of examples that you may have been in a book that may make sense. Maybe an example or two. So
the first tenet, the main tenet in the book is obey immediately and happily. Okay? And obey immediately and happily is really about if you don't get that right, then none of the other stuff matters. And calling it a book is a stretch, and the reason I say that is because it's like less than 100 pages.
Like a manual.
It's a guidebook. That's really what it is, right? And so I wrote it really quickly, and you can read it really quickly. I mean, you can read this in less than an hour.
You need that as a parent now.
You just be able to like sit down and just like boom through it, right? So that's the first thing. But this obey immediately and happily thing is that, you know, our kids have to be able to do what we tell them to do for a couple reasons. One, we can't train them to be legacy builders if they don't listen to us. We can't train them for anything if they don't listen. We can't protect them. Our job is to send our children back to God in as good or better condition than when we got them. If they don't listen to us, how is that going to happen, right? 3, they have to operate in the real world. Like, they have to go out, and we all know, we know what examples look like of adults right now that can't submit to authority, that won't submit to authority, don't.
A lot of those.
And those are, and those are likely, you know, kids that weren't trained to take direction.
Right. We see that a lot. You go on a job, you tell a younger person something and they don't want to do it. You try to give them direction and they immediately catch an attitude because they don't understand that you're not trying to hurt them, attack them. You're just giving them actual direction.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so obey immediately and happily kind of sets the stage for all of that. And so when people ask me, like, what's the most important thing in the book? That's what I say. It's obey immediately and happily. And happily doesn't mean like they're, you know, whistling doodah, you know, while they go clean their rooms, right? I mean, it just means that they're open-minded. Doodah, I know, exactly. They're like, oh, wow, we get to clean our rooms, Mom? Yes.
Thanks.
But it really is. Exactly. I'm so lucky. I'm the luckiest kid in the world. It's not that. It's really more about them being open to instruction and them not telling and saying why. Well, why do I have to do this? Or me telling you 3 times. Like that doesn't work. Especially in a quarantine environment, in a COVID or post-COVID world. That doesn't work, me having to tell you something 2, 3, 4 times. Right?
At all. Because you're going to get frustrated.
You're going to get frustrated.
The kid's going to get frustrated.
Kid's going to get frustrated. You know, somebody's going to start yelling. I mean, I used to ask my mom, why are you screaming all the time? And she'd be like, because when I say it nice, you don't do it. Right? It shouldn't get to that as parents. Like, we should be able to say, go do this. And the kid says, absolutely, I'm going to go do it. So obey immediately and happily is, yes, Mom, I go. I'm gone. I'm doing it. Right?
This sounds like every parent dream book right here.
Okay.
Well, it only works upon execution.
Okay, right.
So it's like knowledge isn't power. It's the application of the knowledge that's the power.
Absolutely.
So we can have all the information we need, but if parents don't actually stick through it, you know, and execute upon it and be consistent with it, it won't work. And I say that in the book.
Okay.
I talk about that a lot in the book. Like, if you don't do it, it's not going to work.
You're giving out goals right here.
Okay. You're welcome. Hashtag nuggets.
There we go.
Hashtag MTW in the building. Hashtag
like
you're welcome. Hashtag
all of the above. Follow her on Instagram right now. Give her all of those.
At Michelle Taylor Willis. Make it happen.
Right. Obey immediately and happily. At first, I thought you was talking like to women trying to, you know, tell how to control a dude. But I get it now.
Oh.
I feel like Juicy wrote that book. Oh, crazy. How do you do all this with writing books, being on these TV shows, running? You're on like 50 boards and being a mom. How's time management for you?
Mom of 4 boys.
Right. That's a lot. How do you do all this?
So, one, my husband's phenomenal.
Okay.
I mean, he is, you know, some people say like the mom does everything and the husband kind of just steps in, or the dad just kind of steps in. My husband, it's literally like 50-50. My husband does, I mean, he cooks, he cleans, he takes care of the kids, he goes and works. I mean, he has a corporate job and he's enterprising himself. So he has a lot of his own stuff that he does, but my team is fantastic, and he's the first part of that team, right?
I like
That's
that.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he really, I mean, I have to give credit where's credit's due. Oh, did he get applause for that? You're welcome. See, I told you I'd say something nice about you today.
Hashtag nuggets.
Casey's exactly, hashtag nuggets. So,
Hashtag happy home.
there you go. Right, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Right.
And so that's the first thing, but it's really my team, right? So he's the first part of my team. The second reason is because my kids are independent and well-rounded, and they make it very easy for me to do the things that I need to do, not just for them, but for me as well.
Okay.
And then professionally, my team is like fantastic. I mean, from my executive assistant all the way to my director of operations, my production team for the TV and the radio shows, like the team is fantastic. And it's not just me saying it. I mean, when people interact with my team, they're like, your team plays no games.
Right.
Like even my team within the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kyra will be like, April is off the chain. She is not playing game, you know, and April will be like, everybody's so complimentary and it just works.
That's good. You got to have a good team, man.
Yeah.
People got to learn that too. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do it by yourself.
You
Why ain't
can't.
taking off? Because you're by yourself and nobody's really there to push the buttons for you.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
right.
yeah. So that's how I'm able to get it done. And I'm intentional and I try to be, or I don't try. I'm not saying try for 2021. I'm very strategic with my time.
Got you.
And intentional about how I use it.
Okay.
And
It sounds like you're making some sacrifices there.
well, see, that's the thing though. I do make sacrifices, yeah, but I don't make as many as people would think.
Okay.
Because I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I make time to do the things I want to do, I love to do. You know, I mean, but I'm strategic.
Do you feel like you're able to like surpass any goals that you have because you have such a great team? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yes, it's definitely because of my team. I also believe wholeheartedly that I'm the best at what I do and nobody does what I do better than me. And my 50% is better than most people's 100.
I feel the same way. I understand.
So
that.
you feel me. We're on the
Yes,
same page there.
definitely,
All right, I'm not going to
definitely.
throw chocolate at you now.
Thank you.
welcome.
See how that works?
I
when
won't do
I
it.
compliment somebody, they don't hit me with
They
things.
don't hit.
I do that to you a lot, and I still get assaulted with candy.
Because she's not in here with you as long as I am.
This
Fair
is also
enough.
true.
Yeah, so
Very
I'm getting the
intentional
good.
with my
You're showing me
thoughts,
your
too.
good side.
This is very true.
You show
Give
me
it a
your good
minute.
side. Yeah. one quick minute.
Right.
Okay.
But that's the first thing. And the second thing, yeah, I mean, I have a team that executes on the back end. So if I'm as good as what I say I am, and then I surround myself with people who are as good or better than
Yeah.
me, and especially where the things I don't know, how could I not
Right.
be significant?
Iron sharpens iron.
So you are the best at what you do.
That's right.
So what about this freestyling skill? That you
Oh
have
my
to
gosh,
learn?
did y'all watch one of the shows? What TV show
Absolutely.
did you see?
We dig deep before we
What did
interview
y'all see?
somebody.
Freestyling skill, baby. You fluently speaking French?
So do you
I
freestyle
do.
in French or in English?
I freestyle in English.
Okay.
But I'm only good for like 2 bars in English.
Let's get
I
a
probably
bar. Get 2
could
bars.
freestyle in French. I just have to figure out like what words
You know,
rhyme
we
and
here to
make
put you on the
sense.
spot.
Right. Exactly.
Oh look, I mean, listen, spot is what I do. Yeah, give me a beat. Okay, wait, do you want French or English? Let's start off in
Let's
English.
give you a beat.
Yeah, give me a beat.
There
And
we
then give
go.
me a topic.
Whatever. Okay. Being a mom.
Okay, being a mom,
Put you on the spot.
being a mom, and English. Okay.
We drop a bomb for you. Exclusively right now, Michelle Taylor Willis, aka MC Assault, MC Momtrepreneur, is about to go crazy right now on Reec Radio. Let's do it.
Okay, being a mom. Okay, let me just get my mind right. Turn my mic up a little bit. Turn my
Oh,
mic-
okay, Eminem. Did she just 8 mile us? Think she did.
Okay, ready? Here we go. People ask me about being a mom. They say, do you like it? I say sometimes, but nah. No, absolutely yes. I was just joking. Being a mom is so hot. It's like smoking fire. Am I super hot? I don't think so, but I could be. Come on through and we can go in the rowboat. Oh, did you see what I did there? Oh my gosh, I killed it. Oh,
Not the rowboat.
I killed it in the rowboat.
We heard
Did you
her
see
driving
that?
the boat, but now we're rowing it.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right. I like it.
Hello.
I couldn't even control myself.
You couldn't. You just dropped. Album drops with the next book. Y'all get ready.
Yes, please. Yes, just, it was so much.
More
Oh, gosh,
fire,
that was
more
great.
fire. All right, so what has been the most challenging part of COVID for you with running all these businesses, being on all these boards, being bilingual, and being married with kids?
Coming on a radio show and having a freestyle.
Okay.
My bad.
Makes sense.
The most challenging, that's a great question. Probably time management. I realize I'm speaking out of both sides of my butt here. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
Anyway,
It's past
say
12.
now.
Yeah, it is.
It's past noon.
But it's butt, not like the other one.
I get you.
Okay. Time management, so I said earlier that I'm efficient with my time and very,
Right.
but but I'm challenged. The reason I have to be so efficient and intentional with my time is because I'm time challenged.
Okay.
Right. I have a lot of things to do.
In a little bit of time.
And a little bit of time. And I gotta be honest, like I don't always make the best decisions with my time. So because of that, I have to be extra intentional. And so I think that's probably my biggest challenge is figuring out, okay, where am I gonna spend my time? And the reason I say that is because with COVID, I've gotten a lot more opportunities. 2020 was actually a really good year for me professionally.
Yes.
And so a lot more things have come my way, which is great. But now I have to just be very, even more intentional about, where I'm going to be strategic. That's right. Where I'm going to be, who's going to get my time, why are they going to get my time, right? Because my first business is the family business. That's husband and kids.
Okay.
Right. And I actually love being a mom. I love being able to lead and develop leaders. The best leaders develop the best leaders.
They do.
And as parents, we're the CEOs of our families, right? And so that's the first job is making sure that the home is good and the kids are good, and I'm giving them everything they need. But that time sometimes is a challenge.
I like it. Okay, so all the ladies out there, feel like you walking that tightrope sometime, trying to make sure everything gets handled. It is possible.
Oh, it's absolutely
definitely possible.
Oh, yeah.
How do you practice self-care?
Excuse me. I put myself. I believe in putting yourself first a lot, right?
But what does that mean? Because you got a lot going on.
I do. It means sometimes it's routine, right? So like every morning, the first thing I do is read my Bible, pray, say affirmations to make sure that my mind is right.
Okay.
Meditate a little bit. I don't meditate every morning. I should. But I'm actually getting better at that. And you know what? I go in waves. Like self-care to me is, I love massages. I love hanging out with my friends. I like going, and grabbing drinks with people.
Lemon drops? Because
How'd you know?
Because you channel
Did you know I
juices
like lemon
and a
drop
lemon
shots?
drop.
Lemon drop shots were like my thing back in the 90s. Yeah.
No, I do lemon drops.
She just drank the whole thing. It's just not a shot. More like a mug.
Oh. Can you do it in 15 seconds or less is the question.
That's the shot. It depends on who I'm with,
It's more
which
of
girls.
a pint, right?
I know, right? You got your, these girls do this, these girls are more
Shout out
wine.
me
Yeah.
ex.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it just totally depends. Always depends. But yeah, I mean, the things that I like doing, I make sure that I find time to do. And right, this is like if we're looking at a scale, it's a roller coaster, right? And so there are times where I'm much heavier on self-care, and there's times where I'm not getting much at all, right? And I know that. I know when I'm getting overwhelmed.
Right.
When I have to kind of say, like, back up.
Yeah.
And I think, I know God knows that too, because literally it'll be like my schedule will clear for a couple of days, right? Or
Favor.
yeah. Oh, I
Timely favor.
absolutely. I absolutely believe I'm one of the favorites.
I like that.
For
I
sure.
appreciate you sharing that. One other question,
Yeah.
because I know you are, like you said, you're married. You're the CEO along with your husband of your household.
He's probably the CEO. I'm like the COO.
Ain't mad at that at all. Be yoked. How do you
That's
guys?
right.
Right.
That's
right.
right.
Some people ain't got no eggs at all.
At
You know what I'm
all.
saying? So how do you?
I'm sorry.
How do you find time with you and your husband? What are some things that you guys do to keep the marriage maintained, maintenance per se? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like make sure y'all are good and strong.
Yeah, that's the challenge for sure. Sometimes, especially like during quarantine when you couldn't really go anywhere.
Right.
And when you realize like you're in the house with somebody all the time and you're not, I always worked out of the house. I have an office, but I work out of the house. I just got an office.
Y'all
like,
there every day with each other.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I was like, wait, you're supposed, why? Like I would come downstairs and he'd be in the office and I go upstairs and I'm like, why are you
following me?
Why are you here? Shouldn't you like be somewhere else? Like we can't go in the office because it's COVID, right? But sometimes we would I cook. I love to cook. I cook and bake a lot. So there's times where, I cook for the kids and then they eat and then we have our own separate dinner, right?
See, I was making in-home
reservations. Yeah. Or
okay,
we would have delivery. So we'd order, I don't know, Capital Grill or something,
right.
And they deliver.
You're fancy, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm not high maintenance, but I do like my style. And so, like, we'd order that stuff. And the kids would be like, oh, we're having Capital Grille tonight. I'm like, no.
No,
we're
having.
No, like, now everybody speaks French? No.
Right.
So, no, we being us, W-E, right? Y'all eating turkey sandwiches. That's what happened for y'all tonight. But, you know, I mean, it's intentional stuff like that. And I have to admit, I work a lot because I love to work. I love what I do. Yeah. So it's easy for me to do it a lot. And sometimes people get shut out from that, right?
Yeah,
Mainly the CEO.
Yes.
So I have to do a really good job of saying, you know, like, okay, let me bring this back. I'm not going to work in the bed tonight. You know, I mean, I'm going to do some, you know, be more intentional and do, absolutely.
All right, there it is, man. Fine time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Take care of home. I like it. All right, man. We do appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate you guys having me.
How can people get your book and check out all the things you're doing on their free time?
Yes, on their free time. So you can find me on just about everything on socials at Michelle Taylor Willis. You can get my book, which I would love for you to do. Even if you don't have kids, it's a great pre-parent book. Author MichelleTaylorWillis.com. That's Michelle with 2 L's. I spell my name the right way.
Okay.
Author MichelleTaylorWillis.com. And then I'm on Clubhouse at Michelle T. Willis.
Are you on the big three-way?
I am.
Okay.
Oh.
Be a bunch of folks. I remember back in the day you had to dial. So I'm gonna call what's the name, and then they call somebody.
Oh, the big three-way.
15 folks on a three-way.
I see what you did there.
See?
That was impressive. He is quick. Why would you ever throw chocolate at this man?
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm with you.
Because he's not being full of it now because you're in here. Now, if you wasn't in here.
I'm actually not the problem. Raymond is the problem if you watch the show. I am all the way straight.
Yeah, Raymond seems like he's dealing with something.
But Raymond is inspired by Reec.
He's not.
He's like your alter ego.
He is a whole nother being.
He needs therapy.
He does. He does. He needs the couch. He needs the couch.
And to lay on it.
I'm glad you can't reach that candy right now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So make sure that you check out. And you are AKA. So big ups to that, too. That pink and green.
Oh, wait. In the house.
I can always tell an AKA when they come in the room.
How can you tell? Just
with
really quickly.
Pizzazz and flair.
Is it the smile? Is it the hair? Is it the great personality?
All of the above.
What is it exactly?
Shout out to the Deltas too, but all of the above.
Okay, just check. I mean, y'all are deep red in here. I don't see any pink at all. Shirt. Oh, well, yeah, but that's just one day. Like, you need some pink in here.
We got a whole pink room. We'll show it to you afterwards. Okay. All our rooms are themed. We have a pink studio, a blue studio.
Why didn't y'all put me in the pink studio if you know I'm an AKA?
Because this is the Reec Radio Live Show. If you want to be on another show, we could put you in the pink room.
Well, can you put me in the pink room next week?
We can. It's more like punishment, but it's fine.
Is?
No, I'm just kidding. All right, and our last question is, where did the French come about? Like, how did you learn French? Was it something that you grew up speaking or?
Yes.
Okay.
So my mom majored in French and minored in English.
Okay.
So it was literally hell growing up in my house.
Oh, man.
You know, I speak French and I'd say, I like end with at. So she'd be like correcting me in French and English. Right?
Oh, wow, that's tough.
The worst, yeah.
My mom was an English major.
It was awful. It was awful. And so she made me take French. She's like, you're going to take French. I took French. And then I fell in love with the language. Like French.
Everything sounds beautiful in French.
But the French culture, like everything about the French culture is like great. I mean, the food is great. The art is great.
I love French fries.
The music is great. French fries are amazing. Uh-oh, she is inching over to the chocolate. You're about to get, you're about to get it. I did everything I could to save you. I really did. I did everything I could to save you. Oh, that's messed up.
It's French fries. I hope you can't get back to your microphone trying to be evil.
I'm back.
She's back with 13.
She's right with 15 pieces of candy.
Yeah, she is. But that's how it happened. And so then I started taking French in 6th grade. I took it all the way up into my second year, my sophomore year in college. And then I've just stayed connected to the French language. And then when I moved to Atlanta, my son, all of my kids act. And so my son, who's 22 now, he was cast in a French play.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah, Le Ballon Rouge.
See?
And
she just said the name of the play, and it sounded like the name of the most epic book ever.
Yeah. Why don't you say
Well, it was actually.
Le Ballon Rouge?
Le Ballon. Oh, gosh, you got the chocolate.
You're
but it is one of
chocolate.
it's one of the most epic books and epic TV video movies ever. The Red Balloon. Have you heard of that movie, The Red Balloon?
Red Balloon? Yes, I have actually heard of that movie.
So
It's
that's
black and white.
Le Ballon Rouge. That's
Which
right.
is crazy because it's called a red balloon, but you can't tell it's red because it's a black and white movie.
Well,
You
no,
didn't
the
thought I
balloon.
knew
You
that.
can see the balloon
I
is
know
the
it's
red.
red.
Oh, okay, sorry.
what
That
you
was.
said.
Then you can throw chocolate at me.
Yeah. No. I would
So
never
even-
throw anything at a woman.
You wouldn't.
No, just my love and affection.
Oh, and roses.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So this play was put on by a French theater, and they asked me to join the board of the French theater. And so
Nice.
that's how I've been. That's why I'm involved in
Okay.
the French theater, and I
theater.
chair that board now. But French is just amazing.
It's a beautiful language.
Oui,
French
ça c'est la
definitely
belle
is.
langue.
Look at that.
Ça c'est juste parfait.
Yep. Cheese parfait. Croissant.
See,
Be
I'm not
our
gonna read
guest.
it.
Be our guest. See,
But you know what though? It depends on where you are in the
say
world.
croissant.
He did. He did. You just saw. Did you
French
just hear
though,
that,
right?
Miss Juicy?
Baguette.
It was like, yeah, yeah. He
Parlez-vous
did.
And
français?
baguettes. I hate you.
Parlez-vous français?
There you go.
I'm
That
not
sounds
throwing
good.
you another-
Je m'appelle Reece.
There you go. Look
If
at
I
you.
had
Look at me. You- Don't
I'm
ask
not
nothing
gonna
else.
tell you
man.
my Reese's. If I had some mints, I would throw them in, but not my Reese's.
That's good though. You're speaking. You got
A
a
little
couple.
bit.
Yeah.
I do the accent and it makes believable.
But you know what? In
I
Paris.
can laugh in French too.
There you go. Oh my gosh, he's so good at this.
Now you
That
sound like-
means yes.
now
You
you
so
sound like-
nasty.
You sound like Madea's. She
Oh, yeah.
said, "Ooh, wee wee."
No.
That was pretty
See,
authentic.
there we go. Man.
Yeah.
Let me give you one more round of applause. Thank you for putting up with us today.
Thank you for having me. This was great. You guys are fun. Y'all have to come on my radio show.
Absolutely. Just
Will you
let us
come
know.
for real?
Yes. we
You're,
will
you
do
know,
it.
like how many
We-
people are listening right now?
Lots.
Okay,
Just a couple
so
thousand.
everybody's listening to you say
We're
you're
coming.
gonna come on according to Michelle Radio,
We will be there.
and you're gonna come on according to Michelle TV show.
Yeah, that's it.
Miss Juicy's like,
She's like, okay, talk
she's
to my
smiling.
agent.
She's not like, yeah, she's like, talk to my
She
people.
hasn't committed.
That's all right, Miss Juicy. I get it.
I did not say that.
We
Don't
will
listen
be,
to
I
him.
will be there. Representation will be had. We will be on the show. All right, we ready? We got a lot to talk about too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot to talk
Oh,
about.
I
'Cause I
know.
write books too for their children.
Oh, really? Wait, are they published?
Definitely, yeah.
Where-
Icebully.org. Check it out.
Oh, wow. I would. I'm gonna go buy it.
Well,
Where
thank
is
you. I
that?
appreciate
On your like website?
Yeah,
or
you
Amazon?
get it right on the website. It's on Amazon.
God
too.
bless you.
Bless
Wait,
you.
I want to buy. Do you make more money if you buy it on the website, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to get your website. I'll buy it from that.
Icebully.org. Make sure you
Ice
have it for
the bully.
dot
That's dope.
.org. Yep. Thank you. We're safe around here. Appreciate that. Lysol. That sneeze sound like it had a little something behind it.
A little COVID.
That's you. So did that Reese's Pieces. Once again, thank you. Give me your website, social media one more time before we get up out of here.
Yep, you can find me on everything, just about everything, at Michelle Taylor Willis. I'm on Clubhouse and Twitter at Michelle T. Willis, MichelleTaylorWillis.com, and then author Michelle Taylor Willis to pick up your copy of Raising Significance. That landed me on the Tamron Hall show, so you want to make sure you get that book.
Absolutely. And big ups to you and all the things that you're doing. All right, we
Thank
about
you.
to get up out of here. Big ups to my homie JP Bevie and, of course, my beautiful co-host,
Miss Juicy Baby.
the voice of an angel. All right, here we go. And before we do get up out of here, I want to give you guys our Reese's Piece of Mind for today. Never be too proud to start small. That means that if you got this big idea in your head and it's always in your head, then you need to get it out and get it into fruition. Make that thing happen, even if that means start small. You want to start that podcast? Well, go ahead and just start recording yourself or putting yourself on Instagram Live to get the idea out there and into the universe and grow as you go. And there it is, man. Don't let the big things stop you, if you know what I mean. And that's our Reese's Piece of Mind for today. Make sure you follow us on social media. Catch us back up with the show on all platforms of Reec Radio and Reec Media. Catch us on Roku TV for past and previous episodes, as well as Apple TV. And before we go, somebody got to holler at y'all.
Hey Atlanta, I'm Milana. And I'm Ariana. This is Kylan. It's Kalia. And you're listening to Daddy Reece. Who you with?
Landon knows it bar for bar. I ain't mad at that. All right, man. Appreciate y'all. We up out of here. This is the Reec Radio Show Live.